Well, a sentence has been handed down to a driver who admitted to leaving the scene of 2 crashes he was involved in last September. In the first one, a cyclist, an active member of the Guelph community, later died. The judge said during today's proceedings that no sentence she could impose could replace the loss of Susan Bard. Let's go to CTV's Krista Simpson now with the latest details from court. Krista.
Well, Tony, these sentencing proceedings have stretched over a number of months now as the judge worked to determine the appropriate punishment, ultimately settling on a sentence of 15 months.
Susan Bard died on her 79th birthday, the day after she was hit by a car while cycling.
My mom was giving. My mom was joy.
She was valued, and it is clear that she is both loved and missed by those who knew her, said Justice Nicole Redgate, calling the loss of Susan Bard one that impacts the entire community, while sentencing the driver who pleaded guilty to failing to remain at a collision causing death. Court heard that Susan Bard was cycling down Victoria Road in Guelph on September 5, 2024. John Simpson Bard, no relation to Susan, was in a car traveling in the same direction. Susan Bard crossed into the passing lane, and Simpson Bard struck her with his car. And while bystanders tried to help Susan as she lay on the ground, court heard Simpson Bard drove away. He didn't stop, said Justice Nicole Redgate. He didn't offer assistance, and at no point did he call for help. He carried about his day while Susan Bard lay dying on the road. Simpson Bard was arrested later that day, but then, just a few weeks later, on September 28th, he was involved in another hit and run, this time with a parked car. He's been in custody since. Simpson Bard pleaded guilty to impaired driving by drugs and failing to stop in relation to that crash. In total, Simpson Bard was sentenced to 15 months behind bars for the hit and runs. With credit for pre-sentence custody, he has 143 days, or about 4 months and 23 days, left to serve.
Life isn't fair, and it's never going to be what you want it to be. It's never, because in all honesty, I wouldn't even care about the jail sentence. I would just want my mom back.
During sentencing, the judge noted that Simpson Bard pleaded guilty, sparing the court and the family a trial, and he has long-standing addictions to alcohol and cocaine, which he wants to address. I accept both his remorse and his desire to address his addiction issue as genuine, Justice Redgate said. Susan Bard's daughter says the family hopes Simpson Bard sees this opportunity for change as a gift from the woman he hit.
One thing that we discussed as a family was that our mom, she was a forgiving woman, and she would have forgiven him. So we need to somehow find it in ourselves. It's not going to happen today, but, you know, maybe further down the line, now that we have this as closure.
The judge also imposed a 5-year driving ban, saying the public is best protected when Mr. Simpson Bard is not driving.
Simpson Bard will also be on probation for 2 years. There are a number of Susan Bard's family members he has been ordered to not contact or communicate with, and he is subject to a DNA order. Tony.